Hey, it's your boy Freshy Fletch, and I'm back with another video. In this video, I'm going over the developer notes for the balance change adjustment that is scheduled to go live on June 8th. There are some crazy units in here. I have some really great ideas on how this is going to affect the meta. I would like you guys to watch the video. Just let me know if you like it by hitting that thumbs up button. If you want to see more videos like this in the future, do not forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys in the video. The new announcement for balance adjustment preview has finally dropped, and I am so excited to go over this with you guys. There's some really interesting units in this. Some I feel like hit the mark, some missed it very slightly, and best of all, there's no MLK Ron, which everyone expected that he was going to be on here, but he's actually not. Anyway, I'm not going to drag on the intro too long. I want to go through these notes because there's some very interesting information. First things first. The Moonlight 5-stars heroes that are going to be buffed are Little Queen Charlotte and Spirit Iceline. Following that, we have our RGB 5-stars. There's going to be Jacko, Summer Break Charlotte, Sharoon, Aruka, and Assassin Cartuja as the 4-star. Also for the artifacts, we have Wings of Light and Shadow, Sword of Winter Shadow, and Iron Fan. Now these are some artifacts that are not don't see very much use, so I'm happy to see the changes that they made for them. Little Queen Charlotte, I feel like she was in an okay spot. Maybe there's a couple tweaks that she can get. She's starting to get a little bit outdated just because she's been in the game for so long, but she has her niche and she has her role very specifically, and she does that usually. So I'm interested to see what they did to her. Spirit Iceline, sorry about that one. Spirit Iceline, she does have her place. She does her role. She does it well. She's a little bit inconsistent in some places, so I have a good feeling about what they're going to do to her. Jacko, interesting that they picked this unit. Jacko, I don't see her very often, so I do see her needing a buff. However, she is a collab unit, so I think that part's a little bit weird. Summer Break Charlotte desperately needed a buff. Oh my god, this unit was not played at all, not seen at all anywhere in RTA, not even in Guild Wars. I mean, I don't know the last time I seen this unit. I forgot she was in the game, so I'm happy about that one. We have Sharoon, kind of the same thing. Aruka, same as above, and Assassin Cartuja, same as above. So those last four there really don't see any play. I mean, they're I don't know what the developers were trying to do with them. I think that they were trying to make something specific, but just kind of missed the mark on that one. So I am happy to see those units getting buffed, and I hope that it does shake up the meta quite a bit. In addition, we have the Wings of Light and Shadow, the Sword of Winter Shadow, and Iron Fan. I might have mentioned that already. And let's just get on with the buffs. So for Little Queen Charlotte, her buff is more damage. That is all she's going to be doing, just a little bit more damage. I'm not sure if this is exactly what she needed. What I feel like she needed was a way to get around debuffs. I think that would have been very strong, even if it was like a cleanse 1 debuff at the start of the turn. That would be, you know, really impactful to stop her from getting locked down by like Hand Guy, or maybe even able to cleanse the silence by AOL or something like that. But I guess the increased damage, we got to just see how much damage it was increased. Maybe she can still one-shot with the attack down. I'm not really sure. Don't know what to say about this one until we see the multipliers. Spirit Iceline. So they did wind up making her more consistent. Now her Nimble Sword has a 50% chance to proc, and then when she has possession with it, which is her unique buff, which is a sick buff, a unique buff by the way, then it goes up to 100%. This makes sense. It really felt bad. Well, I don't own her, but I know I felt bad for the other player when she'd get her counter and just do the WAP without doing the Nimble Sword. It kind of defeated the purpose of it. I am a little bit scared though in how it is going to interact with the Dust Devil, because now she's going to be doing insane damage every single time. So I do realize why they put that inconsistency there, but I think Epic 7 has evolved as a game, aka power creep, to the point where this might make her fair and not too broken, knock on wood. But that's all she really much got, other than the amount of absorbed health increased. A lot of people are saying that this is going to steer people away from lifesteal, which makes sense. Yeah, which makes sense, and it gives her a different build path, or maybe a more consistent one with the speed build. But in my opinion, I think possibly effective resist may also be useful. So we'll see with that one. Now here is the Jacko buff. I'm not gonna lie, I did peek at this earlier. I'm a little bit flabbergasted on this one. So for Jacko, when the target has a debuff, it's going to increase the combat readiness of the caster by 30%. Which before was 20 of all allies by 20%. So now it's just gonna be just her for 30%. And that's after an ally attack, so that's gonna push her up. Then on top of that, after attacking, inflicts a random debuff. So this goes straight to specifically for the Chain of Quran, and this goes specifically for Chain of Chiron, and which is that unique debuff that she gets for she puts on a unit for 2 turns. It adds a lot of debuffs there, so she can have stun, cannot buff, decrease hit chance, and restrict on the target for 1 turn. That's gonna be pretty hurtful, so we'll see how that works. And this is the Elysian driver. So when an enemy is defeated, so she does have that still. Increases the combat readiness of all allies by 20%. So it looks like they just took it off of her, off of this skill here, and off of her passive, excuse me, and put it on her S3. So when the target has a debuff, damage dealt increases, and then damage dealt is also increased from the buff. I feel like Jacko's going to be a little bit strong, which is kind of sad because playing against her, it's kind of toxic. I'm not gonna lie, playing against her is kind of toxic. So with her, that's like Dizzy getting a buff that strips 1 debuff when she S3s. This is kind of, I'm afraid it might be broken, but we'll see. Summer Break Charlotte. So I was really excited for this one. So what she's getting is, instead of the critical hit chance by 20, it's going to be 30%, which is going to allow for additional build paths or make building her a little bit easier. At the start of the first battle, gain 60 fighting spirit and grants enhanced dual attack to the caster. I love this. It could be a little bit strong, maybe. It's hard to tell without actually testing it out, but I think it's so cool that she gets to start the battle with that buff, because that's what her whole identity is. And it really sucks when a character has an identity and they get into a battle and they can't use their identity. Like, they can't do what they're known for. So this almost guarantees that as long as she doesn't get one shot turn 1, that she's going to be able to get that enhanced dual attack, which should also give her a combat readiness increase. And I thought it gave it does decrease defense as well, so that's going to be pretty strong. So, well, hello there. Dispels all debuff from the caster and attacks the enemy with a pot of killer well, stunning for 1 turn, penetration targets defense by 50%. That's better than what it was before, which was proportional to the lost health. Also, you'll notice the dispels all debuffs is going to be on the skill and not the passive now. So what that means is if she's stunned, silenced, provoked, no, not provoked. Provoked or slapped, she's really not going to be able to take advantage of that S3. So that is something to look out for. It also consumes 80 fighting spirit, and that's it for her. So yeah, I think she's going to be definitely in a better spot. I think she's going to see a little bit of play in the Water Bruiser meta. She's going to be fighting for a spot with Shu, who is extremely strong at the moment. So I don't know if she's actually going to get that spot. However, and maybe like a more aggro meta where you can automatically pull her with a dual attack on turn 1, and then maybe link into a unit like Caesarea that will push up your entire team. There may be some viability there. We'll just have to wait and see. The next one's going to be Sharoon. I barely know what this character does. I don't really use her. I don't really see her in RTA that much. But basically, they are going to do that barrier and buff effect for 2 turns rather than 1 turn. And in addition, the buffs that she got from that skill, the increased critical hit chance, continuous healing, not that strong. So now they're changing it to increase critical hit damage. Oh, that one was already on there, but they're changing the other 2 to increase speed and immunity, which are way better. And for the last skill, looks like it's going from 1 turn to 2 turns. So nothing too big there. Might be enough to see play. I don't know if it is. I think she does have a very specific niche, which is in full-on injury teams. I know that she does have a reset in her kit as well. I don't know. if this is going to be enough for her to see play. I really don't know, and it's not enough to make me pull for her, so we'll see. Now, for Arunka, I did see this one ahead of time as well. She's going to be losing her attack buff, however, she's going to be gaining damage. And now, when she uses her S3, if she gets a kill, not only does it do the extinction as it did before, but it also resets the skill cooldown. Now that is kind of funny. I could imagine like Arunka basically soloing the entire team. You put her on there with Ahmed, she gets that 50% CR boost, and it S3s again. That's kind of funny. It looks like it's going to be fun. I think she's going to be more used in meme comps and kind of just like, you know, flashy show off comps or whatever. I don't think this is enough to make her a meta staple unit, but it is very interesting, and if I had her, I would try her out because this kind of seems a little bit fun. And last but definitely not least, this is a very interesting change. We have Assassin Cartuja. So before, he was useless. Now he has more of a defined role. He's going to be increasing evasion of all allies except for the caster by 20%. I feel like that's actually kind of strong. Don't get me wrong, I know 20% isn't a lot, but how many people have actually been evaded by a minimum 20%? It's very frustrating, and it can make you lose the game. So that's something that we're gonna have to do some testing to see how that pans out, and if it is as strong as I think it is. In addition, he also is gonna be paired very well with other evasion units. Sometimes he might even be a force ban, because I cannot imagine fighting an evasion unit that has the extra 20%, making a total of 90% evasion, and you're just never hitting them. Especially, yeah, I'm talking to you, Rylet. I'm talking to you, Rylet. And then this also makes that certain characters that previously could hit evasion characters will not be able to hit them because of Assassin Cartuja's passive, or maybe not, that has a chance to not hit them because of this passive. Very interesting. And not to mention, now he has that chance to provoke on the S1. That's also going to add a little bit of usefulness in this kit. I think it's overall a good change, except, man, I don't like the evasion. I'm sorry, I'm just not an evasion person. However, it does give the character more viability, which I suppose is a little bit more healthy for the game. And that should be it. Now, I don't recall seeing a 3-star in here. Usually they do add 3 stars to the balance patches or the balance changes, but don't see that here unless I missed it. If I didn't miss anything, don't forget to leave that in the comments, guys. But just moving on, so we do have, this is the exclusive equipment as well. It looks like it increases the evasion of the caster by an additional 20%, which is, you know, it's whatever. So, Wings of Light and Shadow. So now when attacking, if a critical hit is made, it gives the increased damage. Before, it was when attacking with a single attack. This is a night artifact. I'm not sure exactly how many. That is Ilyanov. That is Ilyanov's artifact, if I'm not mistaken. And I think she might be the only one that uses this off the top of my head. Maybe someone else can use it. That AoEs, that's a knight. That also, I don't know. I don't think it's going to see any play. I'm not really looking forward to that. Sword of Winter Shadow. So this had a 50 to 100% chance to remove 15 souls from the enemy when using a non-attack skill. Now has a 50% chance to steal 10 souls from the enemy, which I think is a little bit strong, but it is on a thief, and you gotta think, how many thieves are you really going to be using? Besides, maybe Ren, maybe, but the only time you really want to steal souls, I mean, yeah, it can be detrimental game mechanic, but the amount of situations that's actually going to be useful are far and few in between, especially when you think that you have to use a non-attack skill on a thief. So I was thinking maybe anti-cleave, but even if you use Ran, let's say, and an anti-cleave, or pet payer and anti-cleave, you're probably just going to be cleaving them versus anti-cleaving them, which in that case, you're just cleaving them. So that may not be very useful. We're just going to have to wait and see on that one. I don't have an opinion, at least not a good one, to present for this artifact here. And then last but not least, we do have Iron Fan. This previously gave additional damage when attacking an ice elemental. Now it's saying after using an attack that targets all enemies except for a basic skill, increase the combat readiness of the caster by 15 and 30%. Can only be activated once per turn. Funny thing is, I actually think this is good. But the problem is, I don't know who well, let's just say the elephant in the room. Who are you going to replace Guiding Light on for this? I don't know. But let's say we do Landy for an example, because she's one of the more popular S3 heroes, who also gives herself a CR boost, who also gives herself increased speed. She might wind up lapping units if it's a fast Landy, very much possibly. And in addition, if you pair that with an Aiden, I mean, she's just going to be taking an extra turn, right? So she's going to be S3, going to S3 again, and if you have a soul burn, maybe you S3 3 times in a row. I don't know. It is interesting. It can be interesting. I think it's good. I just don't know who you're going to use it on right now, but that was the only example that came to my mind. Well, just wrapping up. So the there's also, just as you guys know, there's also going to be a recall on Iron Fan. So and I think it has the details down here, so if you want to read that, that's fine. These buffs are scheduled to come out 6/8, so I'm guessing that's around the time where either probably during the off season, so people can get more acclimated before the actual season starts. At least that's what I would do. But if you want to try any of these units, make sure you let me know how they are. So go ahead, if you did like the video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. If you want to see more videos like this in the future, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.